What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, Season 6, Episode 10. So we start this episode. We have Robert and Tiffany. Ronald and Tiffany are in South Africa. It is day 2. And Tiffany realizes that there is no food in the house. Okay, he don't have no groceries. So she is automatically irritated at the fact that he spent all this time building an extra room and didn't go grocery shopping. Now, personally, I don't think the comparison is the same. I don't think that somebody building a room. Like, he wanted to try to make sure that your son felt comfortable and felt at home and didn't feel left out. Could he have gone to get groceries? Sure. Do I think it's the end of the world that the man didn't make it to the grocery store? No. But Tiffany is acting like, this is what I'm talking about. He's so irresponsible. I can't believe that he didn't get us any food and he didn't do this and he didn't do that. Listen, I get it. It's irritating and it's frustrating, but it is not the end of the world. Just go to the damn grocery store, okay? Which is what they did. Now, here's where you start losing me, Mr. Ronald. Now he won't play Mr. Bigwig in the grocery store, picking up anything and everything and throwing it in the basket. And I was getting irritated with Tiffany. Tiffany, listen, I just have a problem when people are in other people's countries and I feel like there's no respect for that. You know, she's talking about the market and the food and what it looks like and, oh my gosh, I've never seen that before. And it's not like our grocery stores at home. Well, no, because you're in a different country. And it's going to look different. And it's going to be different. And I know it's hard for us to get out of our U.S. brain and not understand that the whole world don't look like, you know, a Whole Foods. I get it. But it just doesn't. And so that was sort of irritating me a little bit because I felt like she was being very judgmental about the damn grocery store. But that's a small thing. It ain't that deep. But Mr. Ronald, we get to the daggone the cash register, and now you short. Talking about something. I think I'm going to be a little short. Now, he ended up being about $50 short. And again, not a huge deal. But remember, Tiffany is over there to see if he is ready for a family. Is he ready for this full-time responsibility? Now, Ronald's mindset is, I'm trying to do everything in my power to convince them to stay in South Africa because I really don't want to move to the United States. Tiffany's thing is, I need to see if he is ready for the responsibility that's waiting for him when he gets to America. So part of the problem is that they are not on the same page. And that's why it was important for him to build a room for your son rather than go grocery shopping. Because for him, he's trying to convince you that this is where you need to stay. So they leave the grocery store. They get back to the house. They're trying to put the groceries away. And Tiffany is like, listen, I'm tired. My eyes are burning. I haven't slept good. Can you watch the baby so I can go lay down? He's like, sure. But then he proceeds to not only put the groceries away, but after he's done putting the groceries away, he decides he's going to mop the floor. Now, he said that the reason why he mopped the floor is because the floor was wet. It wasn't like he was cleaning, but the floor was wet and he needed to mop the floor. Tiffany is like, but this is what I'm talking about. Like when I'm at home, I have 2 kids to watch while I'm I have to unload the groceries, watch the 2 kids, and do everything else by myself. And all I asked you to do was watch. Like, you can put the groceries away. You can do both. You can watch her while you're putting the groceries away, like I do it all the time. And he's like, well, you can go do that. You know, go with your mom while I finish putting the groceries away. I'll watch you when I'm done with the groceries. I'm done with the groceries. Well, when he got done with the groceries, he started mopping the floor. And he couldn't understand why she got irritated. He is like, listen, the baby's crying, the baby's whining. Listen, part of the problem is both of them are the baby and the kids. I mean, her and the kids are probably jet lagged. They're tired. They're irritated. You know, it takes a while when you're traveling like that. Like it takes you a day or 2 to get yourself back where you need to be. And the fact that this is just the second day, that baby was probably tired. You know, she's crying because she's tired. So then the next day, Tiffany is irritated because in the night, the baby got up and Ronald didn't wake up to help. She was like, you know, I could be home for this. Like, for the amount of help that I am getting here, I could have stayed home. Because she said, because not only am I not getting any help, but it's actually almost worse because there's an anticipation that I was going to get some help. And so at least when I'm at home, I know it's just me. I know I don't have nobody there to help me. But the fact that there's almost an expectation that you're going to help me is worse because the disappointment is worse. Of course, he is like, I don't see what the big deal is. You tripping. What is wrong with you? So then she was like, I need your help. I need your help. The baby's crying again. Tiffany is like, I need your help. I need your help. He was in there making a sandwich. Now, if he were making lunch for everybody, I might even be like, well, he was making lunch for y'all. But it looked like he was only making a sandwich for himself. Now, maybe he asked everybody if they wanted something and they said no, but y'all know how they made it look. They made it look like he went in there and made himself a sandwich by his damn self. Then he had the nerve to tell her that he don't change poopy diapers. He was like, the pee, yeah, but the poop, I can't do it. That's her job. She was like, my job? She was like, listen, when we decided to have a child, you don't get to pick and choose which diapers you want to change. Like, when she need to be changed, she need to be changed. And she was like, what if you were here by yourself? He was like, if I were here by myself, that'd be one thing, but I don't have to do it by myself because I got you. Like, that's your job. My job. So she gets so irritated. She ends up having to walk out the house. And he was like, what is wrong with you? What do you need from me? What do you need from me? And she was like, what do you mean? I've been telling you what I need for you. Like, I need you to step up. I need you to show me that you are ready for this responsibility for the kids, for me, and for helping me. Like, I need a helper. I need someone to help me. Like, you are not helping me. Child. And the funny thing was, Tiffany and the son are both like, yeah, we're only here for 2 weeks. We're only here for 2 weeks. And every time one of them say something about leaving or, you know, going back home or what time, when they go, his whole face gets so mad and gets so irritated. So, I mean, listen, Ronald, I don't know what you need to do, but baby, when he talking about something, I'll change the poopy diapers because I got you and that's your job, I was like, yeah, Tiffany, you better call the airline right now because the man is telling you what his intention is. Like, he is letting you know. And he doesn't seem to understand what the problem is. He was like, I don't see what the problem is. Like, so what? We don't have no groceries. So what? I won't change the diaper. So what? I won't pick my baby up because she crying. Like, it's like he doesn't seem to understand why she's responding the way she's responding. Anyway. Andre and Elizabeth, listen, I'm so sick of the two of them and over it. They on this damn RV. He's talking to the sister, telling her, because the sister is irritated because she feels like he's trying to use this trip as an opportunity to talk to the dad and give his ear and further worm his way into the family business. The dad was actually trying to tell him, listen, I don't want to talk about this. We're on vacation. I really don't want to get into the business. But what the daughter heard was, I don't want them to hear me. I don't want to talk about this at all. So that's when he ends up pulling over. He pulls her outside and they're out there arguing. The dad comes out there and says, listen, I don't even want to do this, okay? It's a vacation. It's a family vacation. I just want to enjoy spending time with my family. Like, all of this, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have nothing to do with none of this, okay? I just want to enjoy spending time with my family. I just want to get to Maryland in one piece, and that is it. That is all. But the daughter is like, I see you. I see you. I see what you're doing. I see you for your work, sir. You might be getting over on my dad, but you are not getting over on me. Now, part of it, I feel like there's a little jealousy. Just a little jealousy because she was saying when she first came into the family business, she had ideas and she had suggestions for her dad, and her dad wouldn't listen. And so I feel like a part of her is a little upset by that or in her feelings about that because she felt like, you know, he ain't listening to me, but yet he's ready to listen to Andre. So they get to, I guess they stopped in North Carolina for like a halfway point for like an Airbnb. They spent the night there. Of course, they are bickering and they're tired and they're irritated by the time they get to North Carolina and all of the above, child. So the next morning, they're getting ready to leave. And, you know, they're cleaning up the Airbnb, you know, so I guess they can get their deposit back, you know. And Elizabeth is cleaning up the kitchen and she asked Andre to watch the baby while she's cleaning the kitchen. Well, he went into the bathroom. And instead of saying, hey, y'all, I got to step into the bathroom. Can one of y'all keep an eye on the baby? He just assumes that because the family is there that they're going to watch her. He goes into the bathroom. The little girl is walking up the steps and she's getting ready to fall. And thank God, just at that moment, her mom, Elizabeth comes in and catches her. So the girl is crying, but she's more scared than anything else because Elizabeth caught her. She didn't hurt herself. Elizabeth did cut her finger. Andre is running around there pissed off. Like, what are you talking about? That was your job. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. There you go. She said, and of course she's like, I saved my daughter's life. You could have killed her. Why wouldn't you say? He was like, we're in a house full of family. I didn't think it was a problem. But let me tell you something. You cannot, just because we all family, you can't assume that I know that you're not watching the child. Like, you can't assume that. Like, I got my own, like, the sister got her own kids that she's dealing with. Everybody, it's that early morning. We all trying to get packed up, eat, cook, clean, get back on the road, make sure we got everything. Like, it's a lot of commotion going on. You can't be mad at the family because you assumed that they knew that you weren't watching your child. I've seen that happen before. We've been at family cookouts, and just because we all family, it don't mean that I don't know you ain't watching your child. And I'll be like, well, who's watching so-and-so? Well, where's your mama? Like, you can't assume that just because you're around family that everybody is. They probably wasn't paying that baby no attention, and not out of any malice. Child, so they end up in a really bad argument, and child, that's how they starting off day 2. Oh Lord, Michael and Natalie, another couple that's just getting on my damn nerves, child. So Natalie has her friend that's from Russia. She met her online. They become friends. She lives in Seattle. I'm glad to see Natalie has a friend, but at the same time, Natalie is Natalie. Natalie is just Natalie. Mike is meeting them over there for dinner. They still are not in the best place. They're trying to move past whatever they got going on, but they're still not in a really good place. So Mike shows up, but before he gets there, Natalie is talking to her friend and tells her that she has to have surgery on her nose, that she's scared to talk to Mike about it because, she knows that the surgery is going to be expensive, and she didn't really talk to Mike about it, and so, she's not really sure, how this is going to go over. So she decides that she's going to talk to Mike about it in front of the friends so that Mike won't act a damn fool, basically. And it works because he doesn't, he's real supportive or whatever. And he's like, okay, all right, well, that's fine. Okay, all right, well, I hear you. And then it's funny because she said something about, it's just crazy because here in America, you have to pay for it. And, you have to have insurance. And if your insurance doesn't cover it, and that's just weird. And I was like, yeah, welcome to, capitalism because, you used to the government paying for your medical stuff, girl. Now, here's my problem. Because later on in the episode, Mike and Natalie, of course, they get into a damn argument. Mike got Natalie learning how to change the oil and change the windshield wiper blades. And she's like, I ain't never had to worry about working on no truck before. And of course, Michael is like, I need to teach her these things so that, she don't get caught slipping out here, which isn't a bad thing. But listen, Mike, listen, normally I don't be rocking with Natalie, but on this one, you really putting 20 on 10. You made it at the beginning seem like you had no idea that any of this was going on. According to them, Natalie has been having these nasal issues. Conveniently, it didn't start till she got to America. I don't know what's different about America's air and that all of a sudden now we got all these issues. But okay, whatever. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm sorry. And so she has to have surgery on her sinus passage, whatever. She said it's been really bad. So 1 minute, you make it seem like you ain't know nothing about it. But then when you get this argument later on, you knew she had been going to the doctor. You knew she had been having issues with her nose. And so it happens all the time. You go to the doctor, and the doctor says, we need to schedule your surgery, and we need to do it sooner rather than later. Here's our next available date. She probably just took the date. Now, do I think that she was purposely trying to keep it from Mike? No, because, at the end of the day, she kind of needs Mike's help. She doesn't drive. I'm sure she's going to need help getting back and forth to what she needs and traveling and all of that. So I don't think she was totally just trying to be sneaky about it. But every time he talked, we learned that she knows more and more. I mean, that Mike knew more and more. To the point where it came down to, well, yeah, I know they said that you were going to have surgery, but you didn't include me in anything. It sounds like she included you in every damn thing. Except for the actual date of the surgery, which she did tell you. Now, yes, she told her friend first before she told you. But, child, listen, I'm so sick of them. I'm sick of them. Everything is a damn argument. Yara and Jovi. So Yara is over her COVID. Thank goodness she recovered. She's still at Jovi's mom's house. And it's funny because they have this pick relationship, because she calls Jovi and she's like, can I use your laptop? And so Jovi's mom pulls out her laptop, and Yara is making fun of the woman's laptop, talking about how old it is, and it's it's a dinosaur of a machine. And it didn't look like that old of a daggone laptop to me. But anyway, they end up talking, and come to find out, Jovi has to work. He's got to work through Christmas. He's not going to get home until the day after Christmas. And on top of that, they have to move, and he thought he would be back in time, but he's not going to be back in time. And so she has to actually get them moved out of the apartment into the new apartment. And of course she's irritated. Of course she's pissed. Of course, because she's like, she said, I've been here for a year and I've seen my husband for 4 months. Like, that's it. Now, I feel like they've seen each other longer than 4 months, but probably, maybe not much more. And she was like, I come here and it's just not what I expected. And so now it's time for them to move into a new apartment, because we know she hated their apartment, so she didn't want to renew the lease. And Jovi was like, well, where are we going to move? She was like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. And I'm sure she had help. I ain't going to sit here and act like she didn't. But at the end of the day, she absolutely did. Jovi's mom and grandma came over there to help her pack. And listen, I love Jovi's grandmother's little accent, honey. She was funny to me. She was feisty. And Jovi was like, listen, we'll get you a mover. We'll get you whatever you need to help you move out. My mom will come and help you pack up and stuff. Child, they got to the apartment and Yara ain't packed shit. I mean, she had a bunch of boxes, but every time they went into a room or opened up a cabinet, it was full. And I was like, well, what's in them damn boxes? She gonna say, well, I packed up my makeup. And because she was nursing the baby, they basically did all the work. But like, the movers were legitimately on their tail. Like, the movers were like maybe like 2 hours behind them. And she was like, listen, we ain't got time for all of this. Like, we gotta get this done with the movers by the time the movers get here. Now, she ends up moving. It looks like it's a really nice apartment. It's about 45 minutes outside of New Orleans. And Jovi's mom is like, I don't know how Jovi gonna feel about it, because Jovi like to be in the thick of things. I don't know if Jovi's gonna like this or not. And I'm like, well, hell, Jovi ain't here. And basically, Yara said, I don't care what Jovi thinks. I don't care what Jovi wants. I don't care Jovi's opinion, because he left me here. And I'm going to live where I want to live, and I'm going to do what I want to do, because since I've been here, I have not been able to make any decisions for myself. So this is the decision that I'm going to make for myself. I said, I know that's right, girl. All right, Brandon and Natalie, listen. So they out looking at apartments. Natalie finds this apartment for them to look at. They get to the apartment. She said, well, I don't know how much the rent is, but I know that it looked nice. When I looked at it, it looked nice. I'm sorry, y'all. These braids. Gotta put some oil on my braids. It is a nice apartment, but it's a 3-bedroom apartment. There is no good reason why they need a 3-bedroom apartment at all. They really don't need a 2-bedroom apartment. Unless they are actually married, pregnant at this moment, they don't need to be looking at no 2-bedroom apartment. They barely have the money to move out, much less get a bunch of stuff they don't need. You better go find you a really nice 1-bedroom apartment in a really decent neighborhood that's near a bus line, so that she can get around when Brandon ain't there, at least until she can get a driver's license, because they just don't need all of that. And Brandon was telling them, basically what their price range was. And I think he was saying like their price range was like $1,300, and she was like, $1,300? Oh my goodness. She was like, in Russia, the rent is like $100 a month. Like, that would take care of my... No, I think he said $800 to $1,300. She was like, wow, that'd be my rent for like for like 8 months. They get into this 3-bedroom apartment, and the guy's like, yeah, the rent is $1,500 a month. Or $1,800 a month, something like that. Brandon was like, yeah, that's a bit out of our price range. Yeah, we thank you. I appreciate it. But this isn't where we're going to live. And of course, Julia is upset. Julia's throwing a whole tantrum because in Julia's mind, if they don't get this apartment, then they're just going to be stuck at the farm. I don't know what made her think that there aren't any other options other than that one apartment. But in her mind, if they didn't get that one apartment, then they were just going to be stuck and they weren't going to do anything. So Julia was like, well, I'm going to get a job. And when I get a job, my money can go towards helping out. And he was like, yeah, but in the meantime, until you are working, it's not just the rent, it's utilities, it's everything that goes along with moving. First month, last month, like we're not in a position to pay, to get into a lease where we're going to be paying an $1,800 a month rent. Like that's just unrealistic. So Julia decides that she's got to find herself a job, honey. So she applies for a job as a dance instructor at the gym. And she does her thing. Now, let me say this. There are gyms that would appreciate what Julia was doing. We got gyms that do pole dancing class. We have gyms that do all of that seductive, sexy stuff. That just won't the gym. She went through her whole routine, and the guys were very appreciative of her doing her routine. But at the end of the day, they were like, yeah, but that's kind of not what we need. Like, you look like you're a talented dancer, but that's not the kind of dancer we're looking for. And he tells her that she could go online and get her, instruction, her aerobic instructor certification. And he even told her, once you get your certification, you come on back, because you definitely are talented, but we just need you to get that certification so you know the best types of, exercises to do for what it is that we're offering here. And of course, and Julia's like, I don't understand. Like, I ain't trying to be a doctor. I'm just trying to dance. Like, why in America you just got to have all these qualifications? Why I can't just dance? Because she said that in Russia, she just showed up at the club and told them she wanted to dance and she became a dancer. And they paid her. She don't understand why she can't just go to the gym and teach them people how to do her dance. Child. Anyway. Last but not least, this Angela Michael situation. So Michael done met up with his friends, and basically he's telling his friends the problems he's having with Angela. And of course, his friends don't like Angela, and Angela don't like his friends. And so they're like happy for it. They were like, okay, well, you putting your foot down. Finally, you letting her know who's in charge and that she can't talk to you any kind of way. Like, finally. And Michael was like, but I love her. But, I just can't let her just keep talking to me any old kind of way. Like, I'm not just going to keep letting her talk to me crazy. But I do love her. I love my wife, but I'm just not going to keep doing that. Like, that was just a lot. That was too much. And I'm not going to keep doing it. And they were like, yeah, because you got to show her who's in charge. You got to show her who wears the pants. And then they flash back to a scene where Angela got into it with his friends and threw a drink in one of his friends' face. I said, see, this Angela chick, like, I ain't see this side of Miss Angela, and I don't appreciate it. I don't like it. I don't think it's nice. I don't like it. I saw a glimpse of it. I told y'all when she tried to tell that doctor what he was and wasn't going to do, child. Now, on the other side, Angela is in America, and she went to an attorney. It's the same attorney that's working on her immigration, and she's telling him, listen, I want a divorce. Now, the immigration lawyer is not 100% on board. Like, he feels like he's not sure if Michael is using her or not. But his thing is, listen, you need to be sure that you're sure that you're sure. Because we're trying to get him a visa to come over here. And if you file for divorce and change your mind, that is definitely going to be a red flag. And that's going to make it even harder for immigration. You file divorce papers, and whether you go through with it or not, then you change your mind and you pull the papers back. They're going to be giving y'all the side eye on this whole relationship, and it's going to be hard. And so, of course, Angela was like, well, I do love my husband. I know we've been through a lot, but I do love him. And he over there talking to his friends, talking about, I do love my wife. I don't like how she talked to me sometimes, but I do love her. Child, I'm sick of both of y'all. Anyway, that was it, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.